Hello? Can anyone around here speak basketball?
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
Trust in Messiah. Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast. I am your host, Freddie Rivas. And who, sir, with the Winnipeg Jets shirt are you?
I am the producer, Matt Duncan Esquire. Freddie, how are you doing today? Last week till the holidays.
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for that voice. Always appreciated. If you're just, tuning into this pod for the first time, we are a Raptors pod. We also talk NBA. We're comedians and actors and, commercial dudes. But we have, mostly performers on, sometimes analysts, a whole collection of awesome people. And thanks for listening. It's going to be a good pod. But if you want to find us on other platforms, share us, help us out, help us grow, give your local podders a boost. How do you do that, Maddie?
You can go to dunkspodcast.com if you're looking for our links. We've got all our podcatchers and stuff that you can connect to. And, whatever podcatcher you use, you can search for us and find us. We'll be on there, I promise you. If you could subscribe, if they do have a rating system, we would love for you to leave some kind of review. I know it's not just iTunes anymore or Apple Podcasts, as they say, but you can just subscribe. That is huge for us. And go to the Sonar Network. That is the network we're with. And we've got a lot of good podcasts there that are going. And it's, they're working hard for us and then everything's good. So, sonar.com, sonarnetwork.com. And, we've got some toques left. Listen, it is getting colder. It's getting more frigid. We do have toques. Please send us a message and we will get those to you as well. We do have a Patreon. If you would like to join our Patreon, we actually have some additional content that we are releasing tonight. Friday night, it's something called the League Pass Report, where we, both have League Pass and we're like watching different games around the league and we're giving a little, play-by-play recap of what we think is going on with those teams. I did the Chicago Bulls. Freddie did the LA Clippers. And, it actually turned into a fun little 20, 30-minute episode. So that'll be on Patreon tonight. We will release it as a bonus episode for everybody on the podcatchers next Monday. So in that case, if you want to, listen to our podcast without ads, if you want to, get it early, and if you want that extra content, you can just go to our Patreon and pay $4. And that is pretty much it, Fred.
Right on. Maddie, you covered it all. You're a pro. That voice sounds like Kermit in distress.
Yeah.
Are you in there? Are you safe?
Yeah.
Are you buried in rubble?
Yeah.
Poor Kermit is in trouble, folks. We really do appreciate all the support for the pod, and that bonus episode was really fun too. So we're gonna do more, and if you want to be a patron, we really appreciate it, and thank you in advance, and subscribe if you can on various stuff. But without further ado, we have Alan Shane Lewis on the pod from the Canadian Baking Show. He's one of the hosts with Ann Pornell. We also have comedian Matt Henry, hilarious stand-up, and frequent guest of the pod as well.
Yep.
And we talk COVID with the Raptors, and replacing different personnel, kind of like a more lighthearted thing. But we also talk where is it here? Yeah, we talk kind of like the Raptors being slept on, and stars not always coming here anymore, and how we feel about that. And what the NBA might do other than shutting down when we talk in the NBA segment. Little foreshadowing. They probably should shut down, and there wasn't much other stuff. But Steph Curry passed Ray Allen. Talked about different kind of legacy type awards.
Yeah.
And then we did, which we haven't done in a little while, we did my roster quiz, which is always really hard.
Really
And
hard.
yeah, it's really fun and good for a laugh too. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, folks. And keep sharing the pod and keep spreading the word. We really appreciate it. And without further ado, I will say, as I always do, Black Lives Matter, defund the police, stop Asian hate, and email your city councilors. We have a big provincial election coming up at the end of the year. I think it's 150 days or so. So make sure you're locked in and kind of engaging in that.
Yep.
And let's get this pod going. Let's talk some basketball. Maddie, if you feel like we're good to go, please just give me your deliciously tasty and buoyant words. Okay. Okay, let's get going here on our newest episode. I want to say it's 226. Could be 227. Losing count.
226. Yeah.
Huge, Maddie. He's done the pod a bunch of times. He's one of my favorite comedians, favorite just like character dudes. He loves going to games, heckling people like just really like pretty intensely. He'll show up on TSN, so you can catch him because he's always got a sweet look going down from my high school. Give it up as loud as you can, even if you're at home alone, for comedian Matt Henry.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
They took my tickets, man. I was gonna go to Orlando and roast, and they took them. I'm hurt.
Okay. I'm hurt for you. My Warriors game was taken away from me. Can I ask just before I bring on the next guest, who are you most excited from Orlando? There's a lot of roast candidates for Orlando, but who are you really going to target? I know you like to target like a role player usually.
Yeah, I have to sit down and I have to just spot the person during warm-up. Something will throw me off about him. And
so you're
then
like,
I take it from there. And that's my also way of saying I am very little I'm not very familiar with the Magic's roster, because who in their right mind is watching the Orlando Magic unless you're at the game?
No, 100%.
Nobody.
I love that we got a little bit of a glimpse into how the sausage is made. If you're wondering how Matt, goes at somebody, he just lets the anger flow.
It happens.
Just let the anger flow. I love it.
A role player is right, man, because that's a fun one. When you start yelling, how come they don't run plays for you? You will be surprised with how all of a sudden Buddy comes down and puts up a jumper, which I know is not authorized, because you ain't done that all game, baby. Why you shooting now? And it is a sweet feeling when I can influence the game like that. I'm the best assistant coach the Raptors will ever have.
Listen, if I'm Mo Wagner, Mo Harkless, any other role players named Mo, I'd be furious at you. So keep 100%. Doing what you're doing. All right, let's bring on guest number 2. Good friend of mine. I promise you, he's the only CBC host that can dunk a basketball. He's an amazing comedian, amazing stand-up, sketch comedian, improviser, podcaster, just basketball dude. I played dodgeball with him a couple weeks ago. He straight up Jackie Chan ran off a wall. I don't even know what to say. It happened. I saw it. It was real. Might have been 4 steps. Is that crazy? It might have been 4 steps. Maybe it was 3 steps and he made it look cool, but it looked like he just kept running. Give it up as high as you can, even if you're at home alone, for Alan Shane Lewis.
Also, I have to correct that the only CBC hosted dunk of basketball. I don't know if you've seen this, but Jerry D does a wicked 360 spin, cradle to the dunk. So you got to check that out. That man's a hooper.
My bad. Shout out to Jerry D.
They call him Jerry 3 and D is what they call him.
Whoa,
huge. Jerry 3 and D. I like it. He just does the Bruce Bowen thing too, where he's just stepping under guys.
Yeah.
No, but actually, in fairness to Steve Patterson, host of the Debaters, he can windmill dunk. Yeah, he's 6'9". If anyone doesn't know, Steve Patterson of the Debaters, 6'9". All right, let's
Humble
get going
guy,
here.
doing the dunking.
What's that, sir?
I said humble guy when it comes to dunking. You know, he doesn't want to talk
Humble
about
guy.
it, but
Yeah, Humble and Fred can't dunk. You know. Okay, so I'm letting my brain fire off too much. I dropped a bunch of mini Cokes in my kitchen before we started this, so I'm rattled. Okay, let's get going here. Let's talk some Raptors ball. Matty, good sir, give me your weirdest, most delicious Raptors sting. Meow. Okay, here we go. My opinion is sort of baked into this question, or maybe it's not, but I'll see what you guys think, and then just go from there. But the Raptors are, in a period, I think, of being slept on, othered, whatever you want to call it. Some of the contenders have decided to not bring their best players against us. I think the Giannis Buck situation, Giannis might have actually been a little bit injured. But yeah, most recently we played the Warriors. They rested everybody. And they weren't too quiet about it. The Wiggins, Draymond, and Steph all didn't play. And it was like Juan Toscano Anderson, Chioza. Like, if you knew any of the Warriors on the court, credit to you for being a hardcore. But we smashed them. We barely beat the Bucks. So far we've made these teams pay. But let me start with you, Alan. Just like, how does this make you feel? Do you like this? Does it make you mad? Are you like, where are you at?
Yeah, I don't necessarily like it. I understand where they're coming from. You know, you see a team that's below 500, you see rising numbers in COVID cases. You don't necessarily want to. I know, everyone shares the plane ride back and whatnot in practice, but like, you're asset managing right now. This is a long season. There's probably should be a pause right now because we've seen, Omicron kind of rip through these NBA teams and having 9 players on the roster that can't play a game. Like, I understand a team that's kind of frustrated and maybe doesn't want to risk some of their players because they have higher aspirations, or maybe kind of want to have a Christmas Day game that doesn't involve Chris Chioza and Juan Toscano Anderson. Like, I understand where that comes from. As a fan, it doesn't feel good, but this is kind of the position that we're kind of placed in, and I can't necessarily criticize a team or a franchise for kind of doing this in a time like now. Like, I can't, but it hurts. As a Raptor fan, I'd love to see the best players come up here and come to the game so 50% capacity arenas can watch them play. But that's what it is right now.
I'm with you as well, as far as like, it hurts, but also a really good team has to manage their aspirations. I think we're in a unique situation, having won our championship and also load manage the entire season with Kawhi. So I feel like as a Raptor fan, it's kind of a, something like 22 teams, something, or 22 games, something like that, didn't get to see Kawhi that season in an incredible year of basketball for him. And as a Raptor fan, I feel like I didn't care because, I felt like it was part of a plan, and it was, and it worked. Where are you at, Matt?
It just makes sense, man. Two things make sense there. Like Alan said, if you're coming in, you're facing a team under 500. Warriors are looking like they're going to be in for a longer season than potentially anybody in the West, quite frankly, at least, right? So you kind of got to rest when you can. And in the case of the Raptors, that was just a game you had to win because low-key, the Warriors probably thought they could come in and steal one because, you're taking too lightly because of less players, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a rest time, and Raps took advantage, thankfully, because their next game was postponed, kind of thing, and now they kind of get a rest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to go into that rest, even though it's unexpected, is good because that would have been bad. You lose that game, and now you don't even get to play right away, kind of thing, where you can kind of wash the taste out of your mouth. That doesn't linger. and I don't think that's a lingering loss there for the Warriors. So it worked out.
Yeah, well said. And I think one thing I wasn't sure if you guys are going to bring up, but I want to add just because it's something I see on Twitter all the time, and it's a sentiment that I feel like I just don't agree with completely, although I understand the frustration. And that's this idea of, paying to see a superstar play, and paying to see Giannis or Shaq or LeBron or Kobe when he was alive, or Steph in this case. Like I was obviously COVID meant that I couldn't go to the game, but I was like a paying, I guess, fan I do a draft with my brothers and everyone who shares my season seats, and I think I was 4th overall this year, and Golden State was my first game. I chose Golden State. I really wanted to see Steph this year. I was hoping Clay would be back a bit earlier, but I guess to me, there's this sentiment that it's just kind of all wrong, because you can't force it's the human body. You can't force a guy to play. And I also feel like what gets looped in is, then immediately it turns to like, oh, well, we should have a shorter season. And that to me I don't want to say it's all the way anti-player, but it's not thinking like realistically as far as the way players work. And I feel like it's actually kind of a healthy balance. When a team decides to not bring their stars, well, it's your job as that franchise, in this case, the Raptors, to be like, if you don't bring your stars, you lose. So that's a win for us. Next time, bring your star. And I think that is the way to do that. It's like it's going to self-correct. And I also feel like the future of the NBA might mean something like superstars, or the guys who play 40 minutes a game type thing, not playing 82 games. Like, I think that era might be over, and I feel like that's okay. There's a lot of talented players in the NBA. Okay. And with that, I want to transition into, I guess, like just where we're at with COVID, with the Raptors. And I'm going to make it a little bit of a silly question. Obviously it's a serious time, but why don't you come in here, Matty D? So the concept here is with COVID and COVID protocols, obviously we're seeing all sorts of players step up. Sauce Castillo just hired by the Raptors. I don't know if he'll play. Nick Stauskas. I think Goodwin. Sorry, go ahead.
Archie Goodwin.
Archie Goodwin. Yeah, I was going to say Josh Goodwin. Is there anyone else that we've brought on?
I think Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues is suiting up. Yeah, you're right.
The cash for gold guy.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues is like, okay, check out this play. I'm going to read a book to my grandson. Okay, it's a good play.
Good play. It's a good play. It works a lot.
Elevator doors. How about whatever? I don't even know where I'm going to go with that. But
I love that screen though. Elevator screen is the greatest screen. I don't know why I don't see more of it. It feels kind of Air Bud too, but you know what? I like it. It's fun.
Definitely. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're too in the weeds. And you're not a basketball play type of basketball fan, just Google like elevator doors basketball, and you'll see a bunch of big men in the NBA kind of running together, getting shoulder to shoulder and timing out when it's weird and fun. But it really, like, we're seeing COVID force the Raptors personnel to, showcase other people. Obviously everybody knows Kayla Gray, but Paul Jones, Eric Smith, Amy Audibert, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Lots of Kia Nurse, who's again, we've seen as well, and folks who know the WNBA know her, and shout out for her, kind of being able to be a part of the Raptors, considering she tore her ACL, and I'm happy for that. But yeah, it just got me spitballing, like, who else? If we could do a magical replacement, sorry for this meandering question, but the idea is that COVID is making the Raptors do these kind of like funky replacements. And that's not to slander anyone who is coming in or anyone who's sick, but if someone needed to be replaced, off the court sort of thing, who, give me an example of who and who you would replace them with. Took me a while to get that question out of there, but let's start with you, Matt Henry. So give me a person that needs to be replaced, and who you're replacing them with.
Well, I mean, it might just be cheaper to replace the Raptor with an actual Husky.
Okay, all right.
Just walk a dog around the stadium there instead of having Raptor flip and throw popcorn, and I bet you people will be just as happy. Because if the Husky walks by me and he's nice, and I can pet him, and I'm at a basketball game, I mean, Raptors, he's just taking up space, man.
I love how quickly you came for the Raptor, one. And two,
I like the Raptor. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't think dogs get COVID. You know what I mean? So let a dog run around. And who's going to be mad at that?
No one's going to be mad at it. I also liked that you had to qualify if it's a nice Husky. Because like, it's like a really mean Husky.
Bad
like,
Huskies.
Different vibes, you know?
Not good.
Okay, great. Kids. Nice Huskies, unless you're in the Sprite Zone. We're getting some angry sled dogs coming at you. Okay, let's go to you, Alan. Who's being replaced and by whom?
Hubie Brown. We're gonna replace him. And we're gonna bring in Russell Oliver, the cash for gold guy.
Huge.
And he's gonna start your starting Toronto Raptors starting lineup, and he's gonna say, "Oh yeah," after every name. And it's gonna be like, "It's speed it, pick it up." You know, you can't do "Oh yeah" for everyone. Do a big "Oh yeah" at the end, but he'll do it for every single name and school as well. He'll do the "Oh yeah" after the school.
I love that. Everyone needs a bit more cash for gold. Oh yeah, shout out Eglinton. I don't know if he's still over there, but like the guy's real. The guy's real. Go check out his shop. Bring some gold there. I think maybe were you trying to say?
Oh wait, it's not Hubie Brown.
Herbie Coon. Herbie Coon.
Herbie Coon. All right. Who's the announcer guy? I forgot his name. Yeah, Herbie Coon. Yeah, Herbie Coon. I said Hubie Brown. That's the coach. Sorry.
Hey, but shout out Hubie Brown, who voted for Fred VanVleet as the Finals MVP when everyone's like, it's Kawhi. He's like, nope, it's Fred. And everyone's like, who are you? He's like, I'm Herbie.
Yeah.
It probably didn't go like that, but I don't know. Okay, Matty D. We got Raptor replaced by a Husky. We got Herbie Coon replaced by none other than Cash for Gold. Oliver. Wait, what's his?
Oliver's Jewelers.
Yeah,
Oliver
no one knows
Jewelers.
his last name's Jewelry. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's jewelry, yeah. Oliver Jewelry. We got to get Dan Gallia to call in. He would know. He did the commercials for him.
Yeah.
There. Interesting enough, actually, Alan and I were thinking the same way. I also had Russell replacing Matt Devlin and Jack, but also his co-host would be this is a bit of a deep Toronto reference, but it would be Xanta. Now, Xanta, prime Xanta. If you don't know who Xanta was, he was a shirtless guy who was ripped, and he would do wear Santa hat and do push-ups around the city. So he would be the co-host, but every time that Russell would throw to him, he'd be gone doing push-ups somewhere in the stadium or like down on the court and be like, Xanta, get back here. Oh yeah. I also thought it'd be fun that if the coaching staff is being affected, if any of the previous Raptors coaches are available and not coaching another team, they could cycle in. One night we got Lenny Wilkins. One night we got Snitch. One night we got Kevin O'Neill. You know, like do a little, carousel of the old coaches if they're available. I think that's cool. The third thing I'll say, all the on-court interviews are done by like the mid-90s Much Music VJ cast. I want a little Master P. Give me a little Bradford Howe down there. I want Strombo, Strombo, Rick the Temp. I want all those guys down there on the floor. And the last thing I'll say, we got to think about the dancers. They give so much to the festivities of the game. If they're all sick, then they're out. I want the original Electric Circus dancers to take over. Wow. And Gary Rideout Jr., I'm looking at you, pal. I'm looking at you because I know you used to dance Electric Circus. So we got to get Gary out there to help with the dancing. And that's as many references as I could think of like the
Yeah.
90s of Toronto.
Matty D doing that Keanu
Electric
commercial
Circus
right now.
dance.
Yeah, I am doing the Keanu commercial.
Matty D's like, Ryan, Streetcar, Edgewalk, Max Milk, Toronto Reference Library, Queen's Park, Roundabout.
Bankers.
We're having a good time. Okay, mine is. I was thinking, okay, Drake's there a lot, so let's say Drake is he can't be there. The quick go-to is like, hey, maybe The Weeknd, maybe Bieber. They're busy too. And oh, sorry, just checking the chat. Is my voice going robot for everyone?
No.
Nope.
No, just
Okay, so maybe
just
that's
me.
Just
maybe that's Alan. You can just do, I don't know, but sometimes a quick log on, log off can work. But yeah, so I'm going with some old school references. I feel like I want to see in Drake's seats Chauclair and Cardinal Official, old school dudes. I want to see them get on the mic and kind of like do what Drake gets to do, like talk about the game. And I hope they're sauce too. Like I want them to be sipping on wine and nice and loose. And I think a lot of Canada wouldn't know who they are, but that's absolutely okay with me. I think it would be wildly entertaining.
I think they would know.
You know what? You'd be surprised. Like, I think there's a chance, but also they're way older, so I feel like that would be a fun angle too. Like, they don't, they're not Drake's age, like my age.
No,
like
no, they're
35,
Those would be the most hood Raptors games ever.
right?
And I'm all for it. Like that vibe would be awesome. That's like Rhapsody in the Basement vibes right there, man. And I'm you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you know about Peyton Manning and Eli calling Monday Night Football, but having Chauclair and Cardi calling basketball games like on an alternate channel would be pretty good. I wouldn't mind something like that. I don't know if the Raptors need another version, something like that. Maybe just with different Toronto mans, as they say, every week calling the games.
I love it.
That's $1 million idea.
$1 million, and floor reporters, maybe some.
Yep, they're sitting around watching the game. That's all Peyton Manning and Eli are doing. But mind you, they are football generals, right? So they're calling plays before they happen and stuff, and then they'll talk about the game too. But and they also bring in guests. It's entertaining. I can't take them for the whole game, but it's like if they're bringing in guests and they're watching, it's just Toronto mans watching Raptors. That's that brings much music back to the forefront, man.
That's something I think. Yeah, for y'all entertainment, like Jay Richards and Trey Richards should call the game. And they do that like Toronto mans kind of speak thing where they have like the closed captioning at the bottom, like what they're trying to actually say. And have you seen those videos? Like, bring those guys out for that.
Please,
please. Whose man's is this? And it's just like, what a good play,
Yeah, or just like somebody dunks and they're like, Ward and beef patty. Here we go. You know what I mean? Like, somebody falls. I don't know. Maybe you got a Scarborough Bluffs reference. Okay, I'm slipping a little bit. I was gonna say floor reporters throwing a little Fifi Dobson and chaos. I don't know if that's way too obscure or too 90s, but chaos, I'm dating myself. Okay, let's get going here on some NBA stuff. Maddie, I know you're back there. Please, good sir, give me your most NBA Adam Silver sounding whatever you got. Sting.
National Basketball Association.
Hello, and we are back. We never left. If you're watching us on YouTube, you know what I mean. Let's go to you first, Alan, and yeah, I mean, if you don't have like a brilliant answer to this, that's okay. I just wanted to have that conversation. And the NBA is extending their rosters and their hardship stuff for the Raptors specifically. This means I think that we have Champagne for the rest of the year on our roster without any kind of complication. And yeah, I'm just wondering, like, besides fully shutting down, which I think seems to be the obvious thing to do, and they're not doing it because of money. What do you think the NBA could do potentially to relieve teams?
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird position to kind of be put in. I don't know other than shutting down what you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe I know postponing games is something they've been kind of like slowly resisting kind of to do, but like, yeah, extend the season, make sure the finals aren't in June, make them in like July, and figure this thing out later down the road. But yeah, I guess giving opportunities to two-way players and having them to kind of join the team and join back out, which also kind of just endangers the G League too as well, if you think about it. But
It's true.
yeah, it's if you're plucking players from that and putting them back in every other night, and they're just driving and flying from city to city, like I don't know, I feel like you're kind of kicking the can down the road. You're not really solving the root of the issue. So, yeah, I don't know. I say postpone, but
No,
you
I
have
think
to postpone, man.
yeah, I think it's
No,
postponed.
like you have to, because it's the thing is it's too late to even be like, let's just do a bubble. You know what I mean? Because there are so many people that are sick already. How long does it take before everyone else is in the bubble? So like even to keep games going at a normal pace, right? So you might as well. I say shut down for a month, man, and sort it out. I mean, I can see them playing until Christmas, get that Christmas Day revenue, and then shut down for like the New Year until
Yeah.
further notice.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what I was shooting for. If anyone had a clever answer, probably we'd perhaps see some of it, but it does seem like shutting down is the only way to do it. One, like I guess, like, small idea I had was, yeah, basically kicking the can a little bit by reducing, the like things like back-to-backs, like just saying right
Yeah.
now, hey, what we're gonna do, like sort of what Alan was saying, basically being like, whatever date you had for the finals, don't worry about it, because we're not sure when the finals are going to be, but we are sure that we're going to more actively postpone games, and we're going to never do a situation where it's like, yeah, if you have a couple players down, you have to do a back-to-back. Like, we're really just going to be pretty heavy-handed on postponing games, unless everything seems totally fine, and we're going to pick up those games later. Like, for instance, even this Bulls Raptors game, one thing I heard, I'm not sure if it was on Twitter or where exactly, but that the plan was to insert this Bulls game like almost right away, like in December. And it's like, give the Bulls a break, give the Raptors a break,
Yeah.
tack that on to the end of the season. Like, I get the scheduling is difficult, but I think trying to keep the current schedule is sort of what I was looking for in this answer. But both you came in with the actual answer, which is shut it down. Just, like, even if you're someone who cares only about money, for the sake of money, shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just so more players can be healthy, things will calm down a little bit. It's also just chaos. So I feel like that can't be good for revenue. And it's weird to me. Like, yeah, again, I'm happy the Raptors beat the crap out of the Warriors, but just looking all over the NBA, like, it's weird how many people are down and how much the NBA seems to be treating COVID or COVID protocols like an ankle sprain. And it's like, this is like a communicable virus. Like, I don't think, if Fred VanVleet sprains his ankle, it's not like everyone on the team is immediately at risk, which is the case for COVID. But yeah, let's keep this going. Matt, Henry, I want to go to you on this one. And if you don't have a specific record, that's okay. It can more so be like an idea. But amidst all of this madness, we did have something pretty historic. Steph passed Ray Allen, who had passed Reggie Miller for most three-pointers ever. Obviously, this is a little bit of like an era style record, as nobody shot threes in this until the, I think, late 70s. And it wasn't in vogue really till the 2000s, and more so with Steph. But yeah, what's a record that you feel like is in sight or just a record you'd like to see broken? Yeah, you first, Matt.
I want to see LeBron set the record for records, bro. He's top 3 scoring, 8th in assists all time, 11th all time steals. The only problem is he's 46th all time rebounder, which I found kind of weird. But like, how many top 10, top 5s is LeBron really gonna have when it's over? You know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty like. And then the question of your GOAT question isn't just like rings. It's like he's literally top everything in every stat. Like when the stats sheet is stuff like that, how rich does the argument really become when you start arguing about who's your GOAT? And I think LeBron getting up there in those top 5s, top 3s, and even number 1 in a couple of them, I want to see that, just so that the conversation gets a little sweeter at the bar.
Okay, I'm just like so totally synced up with you, because I remember saying years ago when the conversation would start, and I do think you nailed it, like so the conversation gets a bit sweeter at the bar. But 6 finals MVP has been such like a hammer on that conversation for such a long time that I do think it's going to become more interesting, because I feel like maybe it'll break down into prime or whatever, but LeBron is really going to push that career achievement, thing to the max. He's already, like you said, he's already got a bunch. Playoff points is a pretty big one. But yeah, he's headed towards Karl Malone. I'm not sure if he gets him this season, but that's something I'm kind of watching out for. How about you, Alan? What's something you'd like to see, even if it's like not realistic?
See, that's the thing. I was going to say LeBron too as well. That's like, I'm excited for that record. It seems like a very attainable one, which, years before we were like, no, that's impossible. But I think sneakily people aren't talking about James Harden right now. I think he's on pace to actually, let me make sure. Yeah, he's on pace to actually pass Reggie Miller for 3rd overall, potentially this season. He's got like another 50 more threes to go, which once again, this very high-paced NBA, that's very possible in the next coming, I don't know, maybe month or so. But also James Harden's kind of having some trouble shooting as well, so you never kind of know what's going to happen with that. But I think that will be interesting to see too as well, because he is a fantastic 3-point shooter, and we don't necessarily we do give him the praise a lot of the times, but we don't really recognize that, like, dude, this dude's 3rd overall, so that's like an amazing in its own right, and he's been doing it as a facilitator too as well. So it's awesome to see.
I love it. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, for this question too. Like, well, kind of both your answers, because I feel like this is really how some folks, it seems like we're all on the side of appreciating LeBron and, maybe consider ourselves witnesses. I don't want to speak for you guys, but, it's like watching LeBron. By the way, yeah, if you're checking out on YouTube, Alan just did the LeBron chalk toss. And one of my friend of the pod, Dan Gallia, showed me a video of like some of the best off mic moments, and Steph was there. Like, I think it was during an All-Star game, and he was right beside LeBron when he did it. And like, just on mic, Steph's like, "I've never actually been here for this. That's pretty cool, man." Which I thought was nice for Steph. Like, Steph and LeBron, man, such genuine guys. I think that the NBA has been so blessed with. But
imagine if they play together.
That would be cool. Hey, like, LeBron's playing long enough that I feel like, who knows, maybe if people get too mean to him in LA, like, he'll just be like, listen, I do want more rings, so I'm gonna go play with Steph. See y'all later.
LeBron plays with Golden State. I would also break my computing and hardwiring. I'd be like, I guess. I think it's okay. After like years of being like KD, Jordan, the Warriors, like, I'd have to just like, all right, let me just see the facts. Let me see everything right now. Let me try to drum up a PR statement for this whole entire thing.
LeBron joining the Celtics is when I snap. That's like me being like, honestly, catch me in the Humber River. You know what I mean? I don't know why. People be like, you mean hypothermia? I don't understand. Catch me, salmon run. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A lot of Humber River references, but okay. Mine is Oh yeah, sorry. I wanted to bring up. I also love like this is something I was looking for too. Like James Harden, exactly. Like how do you appreciate these guys? So my answer is maybe a little less sexy, but there's a real chance, and I don't know if he's playing enough minutes, but that Dwight Howard gets into top 10 all-time rebounds, which if you ever look at Basketball Reference, that's just filled with guys basically, other than Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan, you've never heard of, like if you're not like a hardcore ball fan, because it's from a different era for the most part. So for someone to achieve that, I think is pretty special. He's also kind of knocking at the door for blocks. It does seem a little less realistic that he's going to get up there in blocks. But yeah, a little bit of a shout out to Dwight Howard. I feel like it's a special thing for him. Cool. I think we're ready to move on to the last segment, which is actually not quickish questions. We're going to do a little bit of quizzing, and I think this is going to be fun. Alan, I know you've played this before and totally crushed it, so I'm going to have to give you a hard team. But even though we're not going to quickish questions, I think it's good to divide this up with a little bit of a sting. So, Maddie, if you would give me that quickish question sting and join us once again, please.
Quickish question. What podcast are you listening to? Oh, this one where this guy goes, please. And that's the segue. Okay. Alan, again, you know this. You've played it before. This is the name as many guys as you can on an obscure roster. Matt Henry kind of hinted towards it before, but the Magic is a really, really tough team. So I'm not even going to go there.
Okay. Wait, no.
Yeah. Okay. Alan plays a lot of 2K. So I tried to stump him last time. I think he has the record for this game, which is like 10 players, which is straight up nuts. So I'm going to try and hit him with a real hard one, but Matt Henry, let's do you first. Let me give you an option. Okay. Let me ask you this first, Matt Henry. Do you want easy, medium, or hard? And I ain't talking
give me the medium.
Okay.
All right, you know what? No,
my boy said give him the Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Is what he says.
Give me the hard. I don't mind the hard, but the answer might be 0.
Yeah, I know. Some of these are tricky.
Okay.
Okay. So for you, I'm just gonna pull it up. Matt Henry. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do for you the New Orleans Pelicans. So here's how it works. You get to name every time you name a player that's not on the roster. That's a notch against you, and you get 3 strikes, and you're out.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm looking at the roster. Give it to me.
I know Brandon Ingram is on the Pelicans.
Yes.
Who else is on the Pelicans, bro?
That is a great question.
I mean Zion, does he count still?
He does count.
Okay.
For sure he counts.
That's fair.
There's a big one you're missing. That's kind of new.
So who's on that team? Bledsoe's not on that team, right?
Nope. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just that's a ding against you. We're being
that's fair. Oh, Buzz. That messes with my mentality. I don't know, man. Like I've watched 0 Pelicans games this year.
Fair. This is a hard one. I went hard on you.
That's fair.
This is hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the. I think I gotta take the L, bro. I don't know.
We can get you one. He played for the Raptors. Big man.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, and now it's gonna bother me.
Got traded for Steven Adams.
From Lithuania.
Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas is on the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, give me those 3, and now I have more than strikes. Now I'm done. So I have.
Okay. Now you can retire, and I'll throw a couple names at you. I feel like you'll be like, oh man,
Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Nope.
Did you say nope?
I don't know what that is.
I love that. Okay, then Josh Hart and Thomas Sadaransky and Devontae Graham. Maybe some nopes.
Josh
as well.
Hart, I do know. Okay, no, I know who Josh Hart is.
Hero Lewis.
Man,
I know that because he has my last name.
That's a hard one, man. I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I gotta buy 2K.
Yeah, get some 2K. We're saving Alan for last here. So
Ooh, I
Matty
Googled this.
D.
All right.
Whole bunch of
Bones down.
non-names. There's a bunch of created players here.
This is gonna be bad.
Matty D, do you want easy, medium, or hard?
I mean, I think I don't know if you should give me too hard because I mean, if you do, maybe there is one team that I don't know a single person, but easy to medium if you could.
Okay, easy. Well, the eggs are a little bit runny, but
More embarrassing if it's easy and I don't do well too. So I'll be embarrassed either way. Just go ahead.
Okay, let's do medium. All right.
Okay.
So let me do. I think no. That's I was gonna say Lakers is medium because there's some flux, but that's I put in the easy category.
Probably.
Let
easy,
me
yeah.
do for you medium Eastern Conference team. Let's do the Milwaukee Bucks. Matty D.
Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, Giannis.
Yep.
No, I know this. Chris Middleton.
Yep. Doing good.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. Oh geez. Double D. No. There's another big player missing. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's like not. It's not like Bogdanovich or something. No.
Bogdanovich is incorrect. So that's your first buzzer.
Damn it. Oh, see, I'm thinking of players from last year too much because this is not an answer. It's not PJ Tucker. I know he's on Miami.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. That's not him. Geez, I am drawn a blank here. This is crazy.
Think about when the
Matt said a
Raptors
name.
played them in the playoffs. There's still some of those guys.
Matt said a name earlier.
Did I? Or Matt Henry did?
I did.
Henry, yeah.
I'm blanking. I'm freaking out. I'm blanking. I know two players. I know more. I just can't think of anything.
Have a happy.
Huh?
Oh, that's true.
It's the blank season.
I'm freaking out.
Okay, you know what? People are tripping out. I don't want to give anyone anxiety here. Holiday. Have a happy Drew Holiday season.
Drew Holiday. Yeah.
Matty D. Let me throw some
Throw some
people
more
out.
at me just so I know.
Okay, so Bobby Portis, you might
Yep.
know.
Know him?
Right?
Yep.
Brooke Lopez, I
Crazy.
feel like you know.
Yep. The Lopez brothers. Yep.
What about Pat Connaughton? You remember him?
That one I wouldn't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, DiVincenzo. I know
Double
that
D?
guy for sure.
Double
I know that guy. Yeah, I saw that guy at the Sobeys. Yeah.
I remember when he was drafted. I was like, cool name.
Yeah, cool name, man. The last one's long. What's up? Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, the other brother. Yes.
That's
Forgot
a
about
bit
him.
of a reach, Okay.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe
Okay.
too, right?
Eric Bledsoe,
Bledsoe?
I believe, was
Wow.
traded to the Clippers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or
I
on-
knew.
Clippers. My
I
bad.
know they moved him, but I didn't know where he went. Because he got
My
good
bad.
money too.
some sneaky ones. Rodney Hood. If you got that, I would have been impressed.
Wow.
And DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's a fun. I know that one is like where in the world's Carmen DeMarcus Cousins. Okay, Alan. You don't even get an option. I'm gonna go. I'm going hard here. I think the Magic are like definitely a team I was thinking about for you, but that's like just
Yeah,
seems
Magic.
like G League. So, okay, I'm gonna go Indiana Pacers
Ooh, that's harder. Okay.
because I feel like you'll get the first 3 or 4, then it gets hard, and I
Yeah.
want to see what you can do.
Sabonis, Miles Turner, Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon, Chris Duarte.
Hey, that's 5
Um,
already.
We sent a player over there. Brishett. O'Shea.
Yeah, wait. Where's O'Shea?
Isn't he on the squad still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. O'Shea. Yeah.
O'Shea.
You're killing it.
Big man. Who are their big man? Pacers. Aaron Holiday, I believe, is still out there.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Oh, he's
But-
human, baby.
But there's a hint there.
Is it Justin?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Justin Holiday. Who else? Point guard, small. Oh, no, he's gone. He's on Spurs now. Shucks. Who else?
Anyone from this point on is very impressive. I'd say there's maybe 2 guys left.
TJ Warren's still there.
TJ Warren, I think. Yeah, TJ Warren. Yeah.
He's not playing. Damn. I think I'm out.
Okay. Great job. Well, what was that,
Yeah.
everyone? 7, 8?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. Here's a couple guys that, I think you might know, but this is kind of hard still. So Torrey Craig. TJ McConnell, I feel like you probably watched a little bit, and Brad Wanamaker, and other than that, I'd say Gogo Batase, and it gets even more appealing from that point on. Oh, Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah, Jeremy Lamb was out there. Damn.
But he's also played for so many teams, it's hard.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
tough.
yeah, should have got Torrey Craig because I saw Phoenix fans were like, bring back Torrey Craig, and they should.
Yeah. Shame on you, Sarver, for letting go of Grant and Craig and all the allegations, of course. Okay.
That first, but then afterwards.
Guys, that's the pod. Thank you so much. This game's really hard. I think I'm gonna keep finding different games from now on. Perhaps we'll still do some quickish questions a bit, but Matt Henry, what's up? But where can people find you? Where can they follow you? We're not sure exactly what's going on with this Omicron and everything, but yeah, what do you want to let people know?
You can find me at home, dog. Everything has been pretty much shut down, but follow me on Instagram and Facebook's because I will be announcing shows in the new year as soon as I have them. I mean, literally, my Thursday room got canceled, so it's like I'm home. I am on Xbox. Bryson Jackson. Add me on that. I'm gonna get this 2K so I can run Allen's pockets, bro.
Okay, do it. Also, hop on some Fortnite. Join me.
There you go. That's a good idea too.
Allen, what's going down? I'm sure you probably had a bunch of shows that are also kind of canceled. But yeah. Well, what do you want to let people know?
Yeah, you could follow me on socials. Alan Shane on Instagram, the Alan Shane on Twitter. Blow the Hardwood, the basketball podcast. Check that out. Do They Deserve Love comedy podcast. Shoeless Lewis on Twitch and TikTok. Come watch me play some video games. Watch me run Matt Henry for all the games. As I smack him with the Phoenix Suns. Like, come watch that live. Don't watch it later on the Instagram. Watch it live. You know what I'm saying? And stream the Great Canadian Baking Show. It's on CBC and CBC Gem. Check that out. It's also on Netflix. Watch season 4. And Roast Battles Canada just dropped on Crave, so watch that out too.
Right.
Hell yeah, getting it done, Alan, Matt, and yeah. I mean, again, thank you so much for everyone who's been following and supporting this podcast. Please keep doing it. We really appreciate it. And with that, I think we're good. Matty D, if you feel like we're done and good to go, please just give me those delicious words. Okay.
Oh.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.